Hello, and welcome to the NVT Phybridge VLAN and trunking informational video. My name is Nico, and today we will be discussing what VLANs are, what is trunking, and how do we enable these configurations on our 10G managed switch. To briefly explain VLANs, VLANs act as logical partitions within your network, where devices will be able to communicate on smaller subnetworks while still being physically connected to the larger network as a whole. Traffic can pass through a network, be it tagged or untagged by the VLAN, ensuring that traffic is segregated from other devices outside of that VLAN. Trunking occurs when a switch needs to pass tagged or untagged traffic to another switch that has symmetrical VLAN configurations. The trunk port acts as a link for dedicated VLANs that exist over multiple switches. The Flex 2410G and Clear 2410G both support up to 4095 VLANs, ranging from 1 to 4095. VLAN 1 acts as the default native VLAN, however this can be changed through various means of configuration, such as CLI or through the web GUI. Traffic will go through the native VLAN untagged, while tagged traffic will go through the VLAN with a .1q tag. In order to create a VLAN through the CLI, we must first enter the configure terminal command to enter global configuration mode. We will then use the code VLAN followed by the number corresponding to the VLAN we would like to enter. In this example, if we would want to make a VLAN 10, we would put the code VLAN 10. We can proceed to add a name for the VLAN. So this VLAN is dedicated to the sales department. We would then be able to name it by typing in name sales. VLANs can also be deleted by typing in no VLAN, followed by the VLAN or VLANs you would like to delete. Now for these VLANs to work, we will then need to assign them to ports within the switch. This is done by accessing the configure terminal command, followed by the interface and the specific ports we would like to have access to. For this example, we want to assign VLAN 10 to port 11 on the managed switch. Our command will then be interface gigabit Ethernet 1/11. The interface must be then configured as an access port in order to modify the VLAN membership, so we can then input the command switchport mode access, and then switchport access VLAN 10. Configuring a trunk port via the command line is fairly similar. We will first enter global configuration mode through the configure terminal command, followed by the access interface command of the port we would like to act as our trunk port. So if we were to use port 4 as a trunk port connecting to another switch, our next command would be interface gigabit Ethernet 1/4. We would then set the interface to trunking mode through the command switchport mode trunk. We can also make trunk port configurations that will only allow for the switch to forward data with the VLAN 10 tag through its trunk port. This can be done through the switchport trunk allowed VLAN 10 command. We can then use the end command to return to privileged exec mode. Don't forget to save any of these configurations after you're done with making changes on the switch by inputting copy running-config startup-config. This will ensure that your configurations are saved on the next startup. VLAN and trunk port configurations can be made via the GUI by accessing the VLAN page. From here, we can access various VLAN configuration settings with the simple press of a button. As you can see on the VLAN tab, we are given a list of all the VLANs that the switch is currently supporting. By default, all switches will have VLAN 1 and VLAN 1001, which is exclusive to the management port. A white box will indicate that this port is not an access port. A blue box will indicate that it is an access port, and the gray box will indicate that the port is a trunk port on that VLAN. With the graphic user interface, we're given a more streamlined means of configuring VLAN settings by adding VLANs within the tab and designating VLAN access on a more visual port-by-port basis. We can also enter the trunk VLAN tab in order to select what ports we would like to serve as trunk ports, also the native VLANs where they will pass untagged traffic, and the VLANs that are considered permitted traffic to other managed switches on the network. In order to add a trunk port, you would need to simply toggle the trunk switch on the desired port and fill in the settings that we had previously mentioned. The 10G managed switch product line is also capable of MAC address and IP address VLAN configurations, wherein the switch can dynamically assign devices with specific IP addresses and MAC addresses to VLANs established within the network. These configurations are just some of the ways that our switches are able to decrease time spent on manual configurations. All of these robust configuration settings are available in the administrative guides found on our website at nvtphybridge.com. We hope this has been an informative look at VLANs and how they are configured within a network, and we hope you have a wonderful day.